Conversation is South African Police Service spokesperson, Lieutenant Colonel Amanda Van Wyk. Lieutenant Colonel, good evening to you. Thank you very much for your time. Let's start with what you attribute these successes to.
Well, a very good evening to you, and thank you for this opportunity. We continue to make decisive strides in the fight against gender-based violence and femicide. To be exact, in the month of August, which is also commemorated as Women's Month, we've arrested 2,284 sexual offenders. This is through the relentless work of our family violence, child protection and sexual offences units. These suspects were arrested for crimes that include rape, attempted rape, sexual assault, abduction and other related offences. And as you indicated, majority of these suspects were arrested in KwaZulu-Natal with 427 arrests, followed by Gauteng with 380 arrests and the Eastern Cape with 317. I want to mention that we have 176 FCS units countrywide and also supported by a serial and electronic crime investigation unit on national level and also within each province. So it's with this collaboration between our detectives and our other members, our men in blue, women in blue, that we have secured these large number of arrests during August.
Yeah, the provinces mentioned here, KZN, Gauteng, and the Eastern Cape, are they the ones that have these kinds of cases that are most prevalent?
Gauteng and KwaZulu-Natal, as well as Eastern Cape, are our provinces that are more prevalent in terms of crime overall. But it's commendable that we are also recording similarly the larger number of arrests in these provinces. So for that, we are commending our members. I want to just also indicate that it is, like I said, with the FCS units that are investigating these types of crimes, they are mandated to investigate, trace and arrest these perpetrators of sexual crimes, person-directed crimes. I just want to mention, for example, assault and assault GBH, and the illegal removal of persons, for example, kidnapping, abduction, and cases of missing persons, as well as electronic media facilitated crimes. Now, just to be more specific, there is that these are the types of crimes that you will see child sexual abuse material, both videos and images.
Yeah.
So in terms of the provinces, yes, they are our most problematic provinces. But as I said, in terms of the arrest, it is commendable.
Yeah. The police in the recent past, they have been criticized for the handling of these cases by their very nature. Gender-based violence cases are very sensitive. What is being done within the SAPS to make sure that when victims of such crimes turn up at police stations, they are handled with utmost care?
Indeed, as you said, gender-based violence cases, especially with rape, sexual assault and all of that, women and children all being involved, it needs to be handled with care. That is why we have the specialized team of detectives. They are specifically trained in how to deal with these victims. They are on standby. As we are speaking, we have members across the country within each province that are on standby. Should they get a call, they will go to that specific police station to attend to the victims. We have victim-friendly rooms at these stations where we are taking the victims aside and making them feel comfortable, and when we are taking down these statements. Also, in terms of children, we have victim-friendly rooms that are child-friendly. That will make it easier for us to get information. But also in terms of these types of crimes, when we have children involved, we have forensic social workers that are also under the umbrella of the FCS units. They assist us to do forensic assessments of these child victims, to get correct information and ensure that the courts make just and fair decisions. But investigating and addressing these types of crimes requires all hands on board. So we also have Department of Social Development. They assist us also to provide certain services to these victims. So after they've reported these victims to our police stations, we activate certain services to ensure that they get to places of safety, also get the necessary treatments, psychosocial treatments. So we're all out there making sure that our victims are attended to.
I'm glad you mentioned all of these services that are on hand. Tonight, we're reporting on a particular story that is quite gruesome. An elderly woman, 85 years old, raped and stabbed by a 32-year-old. Luckily, members of the police acting on, I guess, tip-offs and making sure that they do apprehend the suspect. As we speak, that 32-year-old is in police custody now. But just going back to the services that are rendered in rural police stations, are they just as equipped with the kind of equipment and services that you speak about?
In terms of rural areas, as I indicated, 176 FCS units across the country. We have more than 1,000 police stations also across the country. So we do make sure that we do get our services out there. We are still in the processes of satellite stations having them fully fledged. We had a couple of them already turned fully fledged police stations. But we inquire, we do our research, ensuring that we get our services out there. And our members of the community come forward to the police stations and we assist there. We drive for a couple of kilometers to ensure that we get to our victims, get to witnesses. Also, simultaneously, we travel long distances to get to our suspects. For example, a suspect that is wanted in Gauteng, we go and pick that person up in KwaZulu-Natal. So we do make these, like with the swift arrest, it is our members that are out there ensuring that we make the swift arrest, not just in that particular case, but in any other case that is out there.
Yeah, it would appear, Lieutenant Colonel, that indeed good progress is being made. Just as a final question to you, you did mention that there are some 176 family violence, child protection and sexual offences units across the country. What about manpower? Are there enough police officers to make sure that members of the public get the services they need at the time that they start reporting such cases?
Yes, we are thinly spread. Population grows day by day. But you would recall that in August, same month that we recorded this large number of arrests, we also welcomed more than 1,900 newly trained constables to the service. They are out there. They will be deployed, or they're already deployed to police stations to bolster grassroots level. They've been trained to assist us also to taking down statements and combat crime. So that is one of the strategies that we've put in there. We've also had recently a recruitment process where we invited young members of society to join our ranks. They will then soon be enlisted, called upon training, where they will also be enlisted. So that's in terms of having our resources bolstered. But we continuously have strategies in place. You will also recall week after week, through strategies such as Operation Chanela, we arrest no less than 100 suspects through existing resources that we have. So we make means with what we have, ensuring that we create a safe and secure environment for everyone. Each arrest and each conviction to us is a step closer to a safer South Africa.
Thank you very much for your time and the information you have shared with us. That's Lieutenant Colonel Amanda Van Wyk talking to us about their fight against gender-based violence and femicide. Let's move on to this story now. Joburg Can's Julia Fish says residents' associations and community groups have become the front line of service delivery. She says residents are maintaining pavements, street lights, and even taking over recreational facilities, which are the tasks that should be handled by the city of Johannesburg. She adds that while programs like the free basic grant exist to support the vulnerable households with water, electricity and refuse removal, the city has largely failed to implement them, leaving thousands without essential services.